Hey guys, Justin here. Quick note, hot lap is going to be on the second lap, so make sure to skip ahead if that's what you're looking for. And also, it would really help me out if you left a like on this video if any of these tips help you out, and feel free to leave a comment below with any questions that you may have. Also, there's some good tips later on for the race about how to manage your tires and how to handle pit road, passing, blocking, all that good stuff. So stick around if that's something that you think would help you out. Alright, let's get right to the lap.
Consistently running 100 or lower. Happy with that.
Congratulations, Benjamin. Congratulations.
I'm only good at no talent qualifying. Oh man, I'm wrecking.
The more talent the qualifying needs, the more...
Dude, you're gonna be the qualifying god by the time you get your stuff set up again.
Definitely a better wheel. When I actually order one here, I'm definitely getting something better than this one. Oh, really, a really old one.
I've been sitting here driving for 5 or 4 hours. That's way too much for me. I'm having fun, so that's all I'm doing.
Alright, we'll just remove you from Iracing.
Hi, Nick. Hello. Hello.
51.45.
We're hanging in there. We are hanging in there. Gotta eat some Starbursts. Can you believe that?
Alright, so I'm trying to guess by the accent what time it is where you are.
Like 10:30 a.m. It's definitely down under. If you was in the UK, it'd be about 3 a.m. right now.
So much no talent. 083.
Why we're here.
No!
Fuck you, Justin.
No!
Justin's so slow. Look at this guy.
No!
Wow.
Alright, let's take a look at that. So we're going to start off. First lap is just your building up momentum lap. So I like the line here. You can try going right up against the wall, but it's a little bumpy up there. I found myself kind of struggling. And if you're yanking the wheel extra to keep the car higher, it's not worth staying up high. So I kind of like straddling the seam instead. It seemed like a smoother ride. I could keep a smoother wheel and carry similar, if not more, momentum. So you see these bumps would be kind of difficult. Let's see like that bump right there. If I started by the wall, I would have kind of been screwed. So we're able to carry a lot of momentum through here. So now here's the first trick here. So it's actually worth a couple valuable hundredths if you cut the apron, but from a very wide angle for your hot lap instead of a very shallow angle for your end of the hot lap. So we're going to be approaching the apron two separate ways. So for this one coming to the green, or coming to one lap to go, we're going to cut it at the last moment to try to mitigate the momentum loss from cutting down as possible. So we get all the way down to the yellow. And now, very, very important, if you cut down to the apron, your arc into one is very important. So if you're going to cut to the apron, you need to make sure you get all the way back out to the wall. It may be tempting, you may see some green if you keep it shallower, but keeping it shallow and then going into the corner, you're going to lose a lot of time. So we need to cut the apron, but then get right back up to the wall and get ready for the big arc down into one. So this is very important. So you see I could have stayed on the apron a little longer, but no, I want to be out by the wall. So now that I'm in position, big arc down into the corner and full throttle. Should be pretty straightforward from here on out. Keep as smooth a wheel as possible. Get your lefts as close to the white line as possible. Don't touch it. Maybe a slightly late apex. So if you had to choose between getting your wheels down to the white on this part of the track or this part of the track, always choose this part, because that'll help your corner off speed. It'll help you keep from sliding up to the wall. So you see I kept up a lot of momentum and apexed a little late, and the momentum that I kept up counteracted the time that I may be losing by not being all the way wrapping the white line the whole corner. So yeah, we see we carry a very good amount of speed off. So we get to turn 3. Turn 3 I'm going to approach a little more shallow than turn 1. Now a couple reasons to that. The first reason is we're only going half the straightaway. So if we go shallower, our momentum loss is not going to affect us as long as it would if we took this line going in 1 and 2. And the other reason is the line just feels a little bit better to me. So instead of big arcing it like this, we're going to take a little shallower approach and get it to the white early. So get to the white late in 1 and 2, get to the white early in 3 and 4. So you see I dive down, and this apex will end up being before the middle of the corner. And once we get it down to the white, if you get your right sides right on the white line right here, you'll be able to kind of just wrap it without touching it. So you see I'm very, very good on the bottom. And then don't let your car slide all the way out to the wall if it wants to slide out less. So if your car is pushing and it pushes you all the way to the wall, you'll kill momentum of it by keeping it down. But if you're in a position like this here, and the car really has kind of already made its turn, it's already gotten most of the rotation it needs, I'm able to just kind of keep the car a lane off the wall. And we'll see that right here. So just make sure you're not bogging down the car at all. You can kind of tell by the noise, right? So if the engine sounds like you're bogging it down compared to normal by keeping it down here, then don't do it. But if you get it really perfectly, the angle, then you can get it off the corner and cut a bit of time. Because not only do you cut a bit of the exit, but you're also able to hit the apron early. So hitting the apron a little early compared to the other line is also beneficial. And we get down as early as possible, and we get our lefts right on the yellow right as we cross the start-finish line. All right, that was a hot lap at Chicago, 0.83. Even if you have these ideas in your head, I would aim for 1.0s, maybe 1.2s. Those are pretty attainable using these concepts. But 0.83 is possible, but just a lot of things have to go right. But it's just a game of hundredths. Let's go to the race. All right, so here we are, a C fixed. A bit of a spoiler, we did pretty good. We got second place here in a close green white checker. Big field, I think it was 4.2K split. So happy to get that. This isn't really my style of racing. I'm not very physical when I race. I don't throw a lot of blocks. I don't really know how to do that well without getting punted. So we'll see here. It's just a lot of drafting. It's really hard to keep the lead for the first couple laps. So you just have to try to block the air of both lanes, but then sometimes even with that, you can kind of get taken advantage of. But off the start here, I recommend that you have to push, but only if you feel like the field is going to wreck early, like within the first 10 laps. And if you think that's going to happen, which is very common, I think pushing, if you're starting up front, is a very good idea. So I was pushing for a little bit, and even with that, some people are pushing even harder than me. So about, I would say 10 laps in, I just went into saving mode. And this is how I go into saving mode here. So you get off the throttle earlier, and you see this is actually a kind of a failed save because I got on the throttle too early. You can see because I slide up to the wall too early. So this is actually killing my right front more than it should. So what I should be doing instead is waiting. So you see I got on the throttle, full throttle, before I get to the apex. I should be waiting until I get to the apex to hit the throttle. And then I would get a lot more natural rear rotation, and it would save a lot of right front. So this is what caused some headache a little later, but it wasn't too bad. Don't hit the apron, as I did. I might have done it here too. But that was a little better. You see I'm able to get more rotation off the corner just by the angle. And so we were able to use that, and kind of the same line, maybe around lap 18 or so, was when I started migrating. So I started going to second lane, maybe making a little bit of a big arc here. Some people were using the very top. It's very loud. So some people were using the very top. And it works to great effect on the mid-run. I couldn't really do anything about it. So maybe in your practice, if you want to use that, I would throw that into your practice to work out how to run that first seam line come lap 18, 15 to 20, something like that. So I actually get past here because it's a very good line. I wasn't comfortable defending it. So we let him by, and we actually follow him, and the front three burned their tires even more than I did here. So I was in a good place to just follow this guy from the middle lane and just pass all of these cars on the outside, a little battling for the lead, get blocked a little bit, but eventually we get to the outside and we clear him. So that's how you make advantage of tires on the mid-run. So even though I didn't do a great job of saving, I at least tried to save, which means I had an advantage over the front three. And so we kind of get bailed out here. We're getting to, it was lap 29, coming to 10 to go, and I'm getting run down by Mr. Justice himself, one of my greatest, I think I would call him a mentor, because just by watching his streams, I learned so much, and I think you guys can learn just as much, if not even much more, from Derek's streams than mine. So he saved his tires immaculately. He had 10% more in his right front than I did by the end of this run. But right as he got to my outside, that's when the caution came out. He was going to pass me within a lap here, but that's not how the cards fell. So come pit stop time, this is very important. If you do a long run and you're coming to pit stops, your car is going to take longer to stop than you expect. Let's watch from Chopper here, because a lot happened. So watch all three of us in the front. So let's watch Derek. Even Derek, he slides past. The guy who was winning, he slides past. You can't get much closer than that. Oh my god, I got so lucky. So I got very lucky. So where you think you need to brake, if you're on old tires, hot tires, brake earlier. You'll thank me later, because I got extremely lucky to do this, and I get it even luckier. There was this guy who took 2 tires. Nope, I nipped him at the line. I barely. Oh my gosh, how lucky can you get? So the cards were in my favor this race, and now the last thing I want to talk about for the race review is restarts defending green-white checkers, because I have a couple things here. So I actually got a very good start here. So I don't know what he was doing. I was maintaining my speed pretty well here, but I'm starting in first gear here. So when I go, I get a huge launch. So even though he kind of started out in front of me, I think that's kind of a strategy to start out in front, because you know you're going to get launched on. I kind of respect that strategy. That's kind of funny. But basically, I'm giving him a tow this whole way, and I have 2 laps to try to hold him off. What am I going to do? What am I going to block? Well, he's still on my butt here. I tried to full throttle this corner on the cold tires. I just slid up a tiny bit. And if I was able to keep it more pinned off this corner, it's probably a win for me. But because I had to slide up all the way to the wall, he's able to take advantage of that, and that's the difference. And try to defend on the outside, a little more sliding. And from here, it's pretty much all lost, but at least we're able to hold on to second. And yeah, so you give it away on the green-white checker. You really, keynotes is if you're leading, you want to keep it as pinned as possible off the corner so that you can't let them turn under you. And that first gear restart was kind of clutch as well. But you gotta really throw it into second right away if you're first gear restarting. But other than that, all in all, a great race. I don't run this type of draft fest intermediate track on trucks very much. I like the tracks like Nashville a lot more. But it was good to get a result like this. It was good to have speed like this. We even got the pole with an 0.99, so almost the lap from the video. So all in all, very happy about it. Hope you guys learned something about it, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment below or join the Discord. But anyways, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all on the track.